Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What If Zuko had an infinity power and has a pet bunny. And I know it's weird, but in this What If, yeah, the Zuko who has, or he was born with a power, and these are like their soul animals can be their bodyguards. They can super bond with them, and protect their owner. So let's get into this what if. And I'm also gonna add some like my other what if thing. Like one of the what if Deku had Musclear and Stars and Stripes as his brother and his sister into this series as well. So, fair disclaimer to all of you. So, let's begin. And with Zuko being born, and when I said being born, he was the youngest one. Musclear and her were Musclear was the oldest, and Stars and Stripes were the middle child. So then Zuko also had a bunny girl as his other sister, but she's the first youngest. He was the second youngest one. It goes boy, girl, boy, girl. Okay, so the and let me. So the Inco who took all of them to a quirk doctor all at once, and they were like saying, "Oh, Musclear has muscular powers. Stars and Stripes has order, and then the bunny girl has bunny powers." But you, Zuko, are an interesting one, as she says, "House," or Inko says, "How so?" As the doctor says, "Oh wait, me." So the doctor, I'll just use this picture, says, "Well, he doesn't have a quirk at first, but when I looked at him a little bit deeply, he has this infinity aura around him, like entire cosmos and space, time, all that stuff." And sorry, okay, in it or in him, as when the doctor says he's probably the most powerfulest one of all the quirks that I ever seen. But he's not even has a quirk. It's his unique attribute. What? Everyone had that face, like Zuko having the special alright, ability of being, he can control everything. So then Inko was surprised about it. Lang, she never had an overpowered son her entire life. She had was common, un, like quirks, like muscular, bunny, and that, and so when she was relieved that her son is the most powerfulest thing on the planet, he's the first one that passes All Might in his buffed up form. So then Zuko ends up. So they all went to this pet store thing. So at the pet store, Zuko, who found his bunny right there. The one that's like, beep, oh. And so he got what he wanted. Musclier wanted a dog, a bulldog, and the owner got a precious kitty thing. And I'm not talking about the Teen Titan. No, thank you. Probably some of you are probably thinking, oh, are you talking about that little girl that you said in the what if? Like yesterday? Yeah. I wasn't talking about that. So Zuko, who here, or actually for that thing, oh, I wasn't mentioning her, so don't worry. So, so the bunny, or he really trained that bunny so hard, but not like out of aggression or out of fear, but that bunny was like being like totally awesome. But little did Zuko know, and the rest of them know, that it was a mutated bunny. But the mutated bunny had so much respect for Zuko because he wasn't like smacking that bunny around and doing all that kind of weird thing to it. So when Zuko hit 15, he went to UA, and I'm skipping that exam thing because Zuko got first place in it, and followed by Todoroki, and then Bakugo. And it was a time skip thing. So, and Bakugo was, he also had respect for Deku because when they were little kids went to the same class, and the teacher says, "That's cool, Bakugo, to have explosions." But then when or they asked the other students, and then they were like, "That's cool, and that's cool stuff." How about you, Zuko? As he says, "Well, actually, quirkless, but there's better to show you." As as he had a, or actually in that class thing, Momo and Jero, and Bakugo and Deku were all in the same class. So then, so Zuko says, "Well, my quirk, or my power, or is actually attribute, or not attribute, but my thing is called attribute, or actually my thing is called infinity, but it's not a quirk, but it's a attribute." As he explained it in details, um, the quirk forms from a toe thing, but attribute, he says, attribute Hoon comes from like the upper body thing. So then they are so surprised, and so they showed, or he showed, the time beam thing as he points to the window or points to a tree, as he used the time thing, and it went from being a big tree to small, as like a toothpick, then as a toothpick thing. As he says, or one of them asks, "Zuko, what did you use?" As he looks at them and says, "That is my time beam." As he says it, "It's my time beam that I have. It's the plus every other power that I have stored in my body." So then they like do all that thing. Heck, one time, Muscular and Stars and Stripes and crap. Sorry. And Bunny Girl. No. Here. So the Bunny Girl and Zuko, all four of them, went down under a bridge, and the sludge villain knocked Muscular out, and Stars and Stripes and Bunny Girl, and went right to Zuko. Because rumors are going around town that Zuko might be the embodiment of powerful quirks. thing as All Might got it, and he says, well, of course, but then at USJ, I'm skipping that part, so at USJ, or at the exam, Zuko got first place, and so then, but I'm skipping that heroes versus villain, because Zuko could easily got first place in those two, and then when at USJ, heroes came in. And so I'm trying to think. Sorry. So Zuko was when he first walked in, and the villains these are not low tier villains. They are the tippity toppity high end and villains that could end the entire world with just stem of a fingers thing. But so Shiraki-sen says to them, or as he does his monologue thing, and so then Zuko got so scared, and actually a Nomu came in instead of attacking Deku. He ends up sheltering Deku instead. Nang. The because some reason, and it shocks everybody. Like, why? Even Shraki said in his head, saying, "Why is Zuko, or why is the Nomu obeying him?" As the villain's trying to get close to the Nomu, but he ends up swatting them away, as he was pretty powerful. And he was like, yep. Even his sister's like, that's kind of weird. And as rest of them are like, okay, let's battle it out. The warp guy warps Deku from Nomu and ends up trying to be five finger disintegration by Shiraki's and decay quirk thing. But a Nomu who charged full throttle and hits him with such force, boom, setting him flying. And then Muscular did the same thing, like punch the Shiraki-sen and things almost to cannon, but so his bunny was actually in Class 1A, but under a different name. Or as a disguised name. And then so they're like, yeah, okay, good. As they, so, at the end of the, All for One's like, now, we don't underestimate our opponent. As, so then, all the, like, Shiraki-sen says, that boy, the one that took away, or the Nomu chose him somehow. I have to figure out why. Or we had to figure it out. As All for One says, what's this boy's name? As Shiraki-sen says, it's Deku, or Zuku Midoriya. As when he heard that, he's like, he was grinning he was grinning from ear to ear. As he knows that, or actually, Shreki said, it says, what are you gonna plan next? As All for One says, well, my plan is to give him my quirk to control his power. Or better than, imagine a force to be unreckoned with. As now All Might was almost gonna kill Onomu, and then, of course, then the skipping all that thing is similar to canon, but Zuko was, when at a sports festival, got kidnapped, and Zuko could use his own telepathy or he actually sent shockwaves after from one location, as the pro heroes came in and like started to attack, and All Might got knocked out but not beaten. And so Zuko and his friend Nomu and Bunny went toe to toe with All for One. And they won. Like, boom, done. And so then all that other stuff, and so bye-bye. And during that thing, All Might has gave Zuko one for all. And so Zuko, actually, he trained so harder than anyone that he ever met. Like, so hard that sometimes a Bunny and the Nomu worry about him. As he got one for all, and it's similar to canon, but and when the bunny thing, I had a picture on here, but it probably didn't save. It was Araka and Bakugo were holding the baby version of Zuko in both of their arms, and then Zuko, or so then all that other stuff, and okay, so and I forgot to mention in my other what if thing, Kitty, yeah, was or that or she sometimes or most of the time she's spying on Ben Tennyson most of the time. Like she couldn't get her mind off of Ben and she couldn't sleep, so Mothman or him, I forget his name, Killer Moth, knows that Zuko or knows that his own daughter wants Ben 10 because and so and so it was. I forgot to mention about the when I said 3 girls or 3 triangle things, like Raven wants. Okay, so bye bye.